You know what? You read that title right. We do not plan on surviving the end of the world. Now, I know you think I'm kind of crazy for saying that, but it's the honest to God's truth. We do not plan on surviving at all. And neither should you. Stick around and let's talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Grumpy Acres. I know the title's a shock. After everything that we talk about, saying that we don't plan on surviving the end of the world as we know it is crazy, isn't it? Now, if you're here for the homesteading content of the channel, please don't leave. This is an important message for you. It's not just a prepper message. It's something that everybody needs to consider. And you'll find out here in just a second. So please stick around. Before we go into why we're not going to survive the end of the world as we know it, let's talk about what the end of the world as we know it is. Prepper fiction has the end of the world in a big nuclear flash, or a meteor hitting the planet, or a pandemic, and any number of different things. Yes, those can be world-ending events. Truth is, the end of the world as we know it happens every single day. Every time you go to sleep, you wake up to a different world. The world has changed while you sleep. It affects our lives every single day. Loss of a job, loss of a loved one, financial problems, you name it. The world's ever changing. So every single day is a brand new world that we live in. It's not just some great big black swan event like people like to prepare for and Doomsday Preppers on National Geo talks about. So with that in mind, do we really want to survive every single day? No, I don't think we do. Here, I want you guys to watch this video and pay attention to what he says. It's by Peter Zion. He's a geostrategist, geopolitical strategist. He works for a big firm. The geopolitical stuff he talks about is important, but listen to the underlying message that he's got.
And are we the only major superpower that can generate its own natural resources in terms of natural gas, shale oil?
We're the only ones who can do it at scale. I would argue that Argentina can do a pretty good job of it by Argentine standards.
So we're fairly safe in that regard?
Yeah. I mean, we'll always find things to stress about. I don't mean to suggest that the next 5 years are just going to be a picnic. We're going to have to double the size of the industrial plant as the Chinese system and the German system both fall offline. But that's an opportunity. You double the size of the industrial plant. Obviously, that's inflationary. But at the other side, you're building things at home using local resources and local workers. You're using less energy and less water. It's cleaner. You're selling to locals. And your supply chains are simpler and safer and shorter, and you're largely become immune to shocks beyond the horizon.
I love Peter Zion. He's got such a great message, and he seems to be really in tune with what's going on in the world. What he talked about 4 months ago, it was like he had a script and it came to pass. But this message in this video is what struck me. You know, through chaos and uncertainty, a lot of bad things can happen. But if we do it right, we come out on the other end. And if we're coming out on the other end just surviving, we're doing nothing but treading water. We're running in place. We don't want to just survive the end of the world. We want to thrive the end of the world. And what that means is we need to look for opportunities in chaos and uncertainty. And we need to do things that allow us to come out the other end in a better position than when we started. Now, you know, if it's a financial loss, sure, you may not have the fortune you had. You lose a loved one, you're still going to have a hole in your heart. But we need to plan right now for what's going to happen then. And we need to build the infrastructure. We need to build the relationships with people to make sure that we come out the other end of anything that happens, whether it's an everyday occurrence or it's a big black swan event. We need to come out the other end with the opportunity to thrive. And that's the message of this video, is we do the work on the front end right now. And this is part of the building community that we talk about. This is part of the building the alternative economies that we talk about. We want to do the things now that allow us to not just survive, but thrive. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. 2022 was a terrible year for me. You know, there was a lot of loss and a lot of change. We were better off for it, but I did not handle it very well. And I thought I was wired to the point where I could make a change like that, and it really, life just threw a bunch of curveballs at us, and it really affected me. Now I'm spending 2023 trying to catch up on all the stuff I should have been doing in 2022. All I did was survive 2022, and now I'm behind the curve. The lesson that you should take from my experience is you have to constantly keep a positive attitude. You have to constantly be looking for ways to improve your situation now. You need to be building the infrastructure and the relationships that will allow you to navigate the uncertainty and the chaos that it's going to come. You know, the level it comes at us is still yet to be determined, but it's going to come. You know, you're going to lose a loved one. People are going to lose jobs. You know, if you look at it the big macro scale, chances are the economy is not going to do very well for the next 3 or 4 years. Everybody's going to be hurting. We're going to see continued food prices rising, and everything, all the black pills that everybody loves shoving down our throats right now are probably going to come to pass. You and I and Yoda and your wife, your family, your friends, we need to look at this as an opportunity. There's a lot of people out there that are still wearing blinders. When these bad things happen to them, it's going to affect them in a very negative way. Now, I know this sounds like I'm not having any compassion for them, and that's not the case. We need to be able to take these opportunities and run with them. You know, if the economy collapses and say real estate prices collapse, we need to be buying up land. If supply chains get screwed up again, we need to be able to supply people with what they need, not necessarily what they want, but what they need through the process and afterwards. But the only way we do that is by doing the work on the front end. We can't just be sitting here thinking about our immediate future. We have to be thinking about down the road. You know, and this whole idea of creating these opportunities is one of the reasons why we homestead. I said it before, and you're going to get sick of hearing me say this. Homesteading is the ultimate expression of preparedness in my mind. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. We're doing it so that if anything does happen, we're not just surviving, but we're thriving through it. And we're coming out on the back end of it, maybe battered and bruised, maybe a little traumatized, but we're positioning ourselves in a way so that we can come out the back end of it with the ability to have these opportunities to make things way better for ourselves than they would have been otherwise. All right. If you're a new visitor here, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for coming to our channel. Go look through our back catalog, and you might find some interesting stuff. We do a little bit of prepping videos like this. We do a little bit of homesteading videos, a little bit of cooking videos. Yoda's a fantastic cook. Do a little bit of everything, and it's stuff that we think people need to hear. And you know, your mileage may vary, but if you find you like it, think about subscribing, would you? Help support the channel. Another way you can help support the channel is give us a big thumbs up. And then, after you give that big thumbs up, hit that notification bell so that you know when we drop these videos. You find an eclectic mix here, and we've got a great community here. That's why if you subscribe, you become part of that community, and it's just a fantastic thing. We do live updates every Tuesday night, and we love hearing the chat. We do live chats, and we love interacting with everybody that comes to visit us. This next Thursday, we've got a conflicted night. We're going to play a game of conflicted. We're going to invite people up onto a panel, and we're going to see just how well people will survive the apocalypse, okay? Thanks for being here. You guys take care, and most importantly, go out and live a life done free. Thanks, Milo.